Hey soulmates, we so hope your Christmas holiday was a good one. We have now entered into that week where we wind down 2022. Can you believe it? Welcome to FOXSOUL's Black Report. I'm Courtney Hicks.
And I'm Nicordelai Corte. We are honored to stand behind this desk each and every day to take you on a journey across Black America and tell you the stories that impact our people. Happy Kwanzaa.
That's right. We are bringing our news, our views, and our voice. So topping today's news, the man who shot and killed 9-year-old Brandonaya Bennett from Dallas has been sentenced to prison. The shooter, Devontae Benton, has been convicted of murder for the incident that took place in August of 2019, just a day before Brandonaya's first day of school as a fourth grader. She was killed inside her home by a stray bullet from the outside while walking back to the couch after grabbing a snack in the kitchen. Now, police say the altercation started outside of the apartment when Benton got into an argument and opened fire on the unit he believed to be the rappers. Brandonaya's family say they are still grieving the loss of their loved one, especially during this holiday season.
And speaking of the loss of loved ones, an update to a story you first heard here on Black Report. The 19-year-old who was first told that she could not see her father prior to his execution was finally granted visitation. Corey Ramey entered the state prison in Missouri to visit her father, Kevin Johnson, now for a final time. The prison guards would not allow them to embrace, but the 19-year-old was permitted to bring her 2-month-old son, Caius. Several hours later, Johnson, 37, was put to death by lethal injection for killing a suburban St. Louis police officer in 2005. Documents from that day detail the father and daughter read scripture together and spoke about dignity and continued to read the Bible and pray as Johnson was injected.
Natalia Bryant, daughter of the late basketball legend Kobe Bryant, has filed a request for a restraining order against an alleged stalker in Los Angeles. That's according to court records. The 19-year-old USC student filed a civil harassment restraining order against 32-year-old Dwayne Cortez Tolliver Kemp that he allegedly started to harass Bryant on social media in 2020 when she was just 17 and he was 30. The restraining order request asks that Kemp be required to stay at least 200 yards away from Bryant, her home, workplace, school, vehicle, and sorority house, and the USC campus. You know, we're tapping back into the story because we talked about it, you know, when it first broke, and I'm hoping that the law holds up, this restraining order holds up. You know, you never know, and this is an alleged stalker, but you never know their mindset, and you're just hoping that, you know, as victims or people who are filing these restraints like Natalia, as they do so, that they really do what they're supposed to do, which is to keep them safe. And so we're glad to hear that something has been, you know, put on the books to try to continue with her safety and those safety measures.
Yeah, but really unsettling to hear that Natalia Bryant is having to deal with this. Their family has been through so much with the loss of Kobe Bryant and the loss of her sister, Gianna, and such a devastating, tragic death there. And so, if anything, I think so many of us just sort of wish that family well on their healing path, and to think that now she has to contend with this alleged stalker, especially around the holiday season when lots of people are out and about at Christmas parties and, you know, out there shopping. And so, you know, hopefully to her and all the other people out there that have to deal with stalkers, hopefully they're getting the support that they need.
That's right, and that this measure will bring them some peace of mind and, again, some safety. All right, moving on. Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. believes that fans who are found guilty of racist abuse should be banned for life from attending games. The 22-year-old Brazilian was a victim of abuse back in September when Madrid fans were recorded directing racist chants at him outside their stadium ahead of a game. Vinicius published an emotional 2-minute video statement in response to what he called xenophobic and racist insults, saying he, quote, won't stop dancing, and that the happiness of a black Brazilian being successful in Europe bothers many people. That's the end of that quote.
One of the lawsuits filed against Travis Scott and Live Nation was settled with the family of a 21-year-old man who died last year. The attorney, Tony Busby, filed a lawsuit in November seeking more than $750 million on behalf of at least 125 victims, including Axel Acosta, whose family reached a confidential settlement. Now, the lawsuit named the concert's organizer, Live Nation, as one of the defendants, and the company declined to comment. 9 others were killed in the tragedy, and more than 2,000 people needed medical treatment. Hundreds of separate lawsuits have been filed against Scott, whose real name is Jacques Berman Webster II, and Live Nation accusing them of negligence.
Okay, so let's lighten up the mood a bit. It's the day after Christmas, first day of Kwanzaa. Did you know there's a Black-owned grocery store right in Houston? For those familiar with the area, it's on Cypress Creek Parkway at TC Jester, and it opened about a year ago. Fox's Damala Keith reports on the big one-year anniversary.
These are some of my best sellers I have made right now. This is hibiscus.
Selling everything from fresh-made juices and teas to vegan products, supplements, and spices. Of course, District Market Greengrocer also has fruits, veggies, frozen foods, and meat.
We have grass-fed beef. We also have special oxtails, Wagyu oxtails. Naturally, all no steroids, no hormones, anything like that. All natural beef and chicken.
In the year since the doors to District Market opened,
we're doing pretty well despite of the inflation and the gas price hikes. We still are holding on.
Although those things have caused once constant customers to cut back.
They're still taking the drive, but before they were doing it every day. Now it's happening once a week, once every other week.
I'm all on the other side of town. And this store has just been an inspiration to myself. This guy is like my mentor.
People in peaks and valleys are coming here from all over the area, the state, and the country.
I just really appreciate the community giving me the support.
Most of the products here are from Black-owned businesses.
Wrap snacks?
Wrap snacks, yes. Good Black brand. Good Black brand. Collaborated with them to get maybe the biggest selection that you can see in any store.
Something that you're putting your heart and soul in is getting recognized, and there's a place, there's a house for it. It's a beautiful thing.
Black brand, Black-owned company. Okay. Yes, 1186 Water. The main thing that I have that I'm extremely proud of is our sea moss selection. We have different breeds of sea moss, different flavors of sea moss.
The next step for District Market Greengrocer is to expand into food deserts.
And I'm going to take my company and make it available to the community to invest in shares. They can share in the dream with me.
District Market owner Robert Thomas is also working on his website to develop an online store so he can start shipping products. District Market Greengrocer is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. In Northwest Houston, I'm Damala Keith, Fox 26 News.
Oh my gosh, we love it. The owner says he's already planning on celebrations for next year's anniversary. Nicola, I've heard a few things that store is carrying, and I'm on my way to Houston. I heard sea moss. I love sea moss. I have some upstairs in a jar.
You really?
If you want a tablespoon, absolutely.
Okay.
It is amazing.
I've never had it before.
You know, I'm a Caribbean girl, so you know I know all about that. And then he said oxtails. And
I have had that.
I don't even eat beef anymore. It's been years and years and years. But let me tell you something about oxtails. Folks go crazy. And I wrote a Christmas jingle that says, snow bells and oxtails, Christmas time is here. So I'm excited for him. And it's not just a grocery store, it's a movement. Because here on FOXSOUL's Black Report, we've often talked about food deserts, in particular in Black communities where we don't have access to fresh produce and groceries, and we have to go miles on top of miles just to get to a grocery store. So this is amazing, an amazing story.
And right away, I was thinking about so many other stories that we've reported on just recently, from Buffalo to Chicago to now Houston.
That's right.
And so many cities that are struggling with food insecurity. In fact, there was a story that we recently did that highlighted the fact that 37% of Black neighborhoods across the country are experiencing food insecurity. The sort of the double whammy of food insecurity and inflation right now.
That's right.
And so It is really wonderful to see this brother in Houston, Texas, doing his thing, really addressing that issue by providing us with good products. You know, they may be a little bit more, right? But the quality is there. You know, it's not just about making any kind of food available to folks, but it's quality food, quality products that really make a difference in terms of our life expectancy.
That's right. That was a great story.
I really want to try that sea moss. I've never had it.
Yeah, I'll bring you some. I make it.
You make
process it, and then you can add your own. Well, we got to add your own fruit and so on and so forth. I see they're telling me we got to go, but we'll talk about it a little bit more during this holiday season.
I know where to find you. I know where to find you.
Indeed.
Well, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is teaming up with Indiana University to admit more black men into MBA programs. The Kelley School of Business announced in a blog post that college graduates who are Alpha Phi Alpha members can apply for a fellowship to attend the MBA program full time. Annually, a minimum of 3 tuition-free fellowships will be awarded to applicants who are accepted into the program. Now, since 1966, the Kelley School has helped over 10,000 people of color earn a graduate business degree.
Okay, I see you, Frat. Love it. Speaking of education, a new scholarship program for students at historically black colleges and universities is named after the former United Nations ambassador, Andrew Young. McGraw-Hill Education, an arm of McGraw-Hill Publishing, put an initial $50,000 into the program, which will fund 10 first-year students next fall who plan to attend an HBCU. Scholarship recipients will also complete a civil rights curriculum designed by Good of All. That's an organization that promotes universal human rights. Young, who graduated from Howard University back in 1951, said he probably never spent more than $400 a semester for his education and graduated debt-free. Today, the U.S. Department of Education estimates that average cost of college in the United States is close to $36,000 per student per year. That's including books, supplies, and daily living expenses.
And one of those books might be a dictionary. That's why Harvard University-based historian and Finding Your Roots host Henry Louis Gates Jr. will be the editor-in-chief of Oxford's new dictionary entitled The Oxford Dictionary of African American English. The dictionary will provide a comprehensive collection of words and phrases created and used by Black Americans, past and present. Gates Jr., director of the Hutchins Center for African American Research at Harvard University, announced the project officially in an interview with the New York Times. The Oxford Dictionary of African American English is set to debut in 2025.
That is exciting. Love Dr. Gates. He is just an amazing figure when you just talk about the movement of black folks and understanding us better. I can't wait to sit shoulder to shoulder because one of these days he's gonna trace it all back for me. I'm pretty familiar with my mom's side of the family, that's the Caribbean roots. My dad's side, I have bits and pieces of information, so I'd really wanna go the paternal route. I know a lot of people go, the maternal route, but I really need to know a little bit more information on my dad's side, that Hicks Sailor side.
I just love how he has made genealogy fun
Hip and fun,
interesting, and it's been really great to watch Finding Your Roots season after season. Just sort of a whole wide variety of celebrities and notables that are participating in it, and it's something about knowing who you are. I mean, I think about that scene, my favorite scene from Black Panther.
First or second one?
The first one, the first one where the Queen Mother yells out while T'Challa's getting his butt whooped, right? Remember who you are.
Remember who you are.
Remember who you are. And, every time a new episode of Finding Your Roots airs, that's the gift that Henry Louis Gates offers us. He allows us to get to know who we are and stay connected to that.
It really is. I think my roots on that dad's side, we did do a little something years ago, and the lady was giving us a report, and we had been all up in Spain. It's such a mixed bag as to where you come from and how you get to where you are.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Well, you know, my people from Ghana.
That's right. Oh, you have a direct.
From Florida,
That's
from
right.
Georgia, right? And but still, I want to dig in on my mom's side in terms of, you know, some of the history there. I have a great aunt who was enslaved, who, as rumor has it, had a cemetery named after her in Georgia. And so, how does that happen? How does an enslaved black woman have a cemetery named after her? And so, when I get a little bit of time,
That's right.
I wanna check that out.
My husband's grandmother's still alive, 104.
Oh, wow.
My granny's 96, so.
Well, coming up, having good cholesterol doesn't necessarily mean you're in good health.
Say it ain't so. The latest warning from doctors for black patients dealing with heart issues. We'll be right back. 104.